What's up? What's up? What's up? In this quick video, in this video, we're going to talk about how to flip storage units, sourcing. So anybody wants to become a reseller, obviously sourcing is the #1 skill you must have as a reseller in order to be successful. So today I actually have a good buddy of mine hopping on with me, and we're just going to talk about how to flip storage units. So let me request my buddy to join. Okay, so my brother D Mathis, he in the building. He's ready for you to join, man, so we can pop this masterclass off. Okay, he said he got a jacket for me. D Mathis, if you can, man, can you request yourself to be in so we can get this started?
What's going on, bro?
What's up, my brother?
Doing good.
How you doing, man? What you up
I
to?
was actually looking at some units right now. For some reason, I only can see myself on it, so I'm not sure why you're not on the screen. Let me see what's going on.
I'm not sure. I can see both
That ain't
of
no
us,
good.
though. Yeah, I can see
Okay.
you.
Let me try my other phone, see what's going on. You doing all right today?
Yes, sir. Just got pretty much just started my day. Got my workout in and just want to teach. I want to drop some bars today. See if we can teach someone here how to make $1 or $2.
All right, so I got you on my other screen.
Got my workout in today. Want to teach. I want to drop some bars today. See if we can. You got me on your other screen. Teach someone here how to make $1 or $2.
All right, so I got you on my other screen.
It's echoing, bro.
Okay.
It's echoing.
Let me see. Got it. That fix it? All right, let's go.
Yeah, I think. Okay. All right, cool. So for anyone that just hopped on, this is a quick masterclass teaching you guys how to flip storage units. I'm a reseller. As you guys know, I sell a lot of products on eBay and Amazon, but the skill is actually in the sourcing. So if you know where to find products, you have a sustainable business no matter where you're going. So I want to introduce my brother, man, D Mathis. He's an eBay seller himself, runs Shoe Solution 6, the eBay store, where he specializes in affordable shoes and clothing. Specifically in the athletic apparel, and he also is a major GOAT when it comes down to storage flipping. So I got my brother D Mathis, man, on board for the Resellers Bootcamp live workshop. So again, man, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great. Glad to be on Instagram, being able to help somebody make some more money, right? So let's go.
Okay. All right, so I want to pop it off, man. I don't have your book on me right now. It's actually in my other apartment. But the title of your book is Storage Flipping. Give me the title of your book one more time.
Put it on the screen. Unlocking the secrets to storage flipping.
Okay, yeah, dope. So now it's actually dope, bro. So you're actually doing a lot of contributing to the reseller community. I don't see a lot of people talking about storage flipping. So that makes this a pretty interesting topic. So first off, I want the people to know, how long have you been reselling products online from the jump? I've been selling products since 2008. Started off on eBay. But what about yourself? I want the people that are watching to understand what qualifies you to be on this live today.
I've been selling products online for over about 10 years. 2013 January, that's when I opened up my eBay store. That was the first time I was really online selling things. Before then, I was more kind of a hands-on, the guy that stand in front of the Chevron and somebody like, hey, check this out right quick. I was that guy for years before 2013. So I've been selling for a long time.
Okay, so you the guy that come in the barbershop.
Yep.
Like I got these pair of shoes for sale. Okay.
All
right. So how long you been flipping storage
2010.
units? Since 2010. Okay, so you've been doing that. You've been flipping storage units even before you got on the internet. Oh wow. So like all right, so when you were buying storage units back then and you were just
Right.
selling all the products hand to hand? Okay, that is dope. All right, man. So in this live, bro, the main thing I want to do is break down how someone can get started making making an income just actually flipping storage units. So in a nutshell, I want you to describe what actually flipping storage units is, because some people just hear us talking and they can't really picture what we're talking about. So just kind of explain to the people what flipping storage
Okay,
units
that
is
really
all
makes
about.
sense because this week I had a couple people didn't even understand what the show Storage Wars, that it's all over
Yeah,
the United States.
yeah.
In their mind, they thought it was only in California. It's only storage units that's going up for auction. So I'm here to tell you the opportunities are all over the place. From New York all the way to
Mm-hmm.
Texas to Atlanta, there are storage units that's going up for auction every day. And right now, they're continuing to buy new storage facilities, not buy them, have them built. Public storage, life storage, extra space storage, you name it. 10 federal storage. They building these things all over the country, right? Okay. So storage flipping is basically when you don't pay your bills on time at a self-storage facility. So sometimes you're moving from a house to an apartment and you put your things into your self-storage that doesn't fit into your new space. And there's some leftover goods, whether it's couches, boxes, whatever the
Right.
case may be. After months of paying on your bill,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lapse because of income or you got sick, whatever the case may be, you didn't pay your storage. After 45 to 60 days, they start to put in the auction process. And therefore, you have the opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
bid on the contents inside of the unit. Now, you bidding up
Mm-hmm.
against, sometimes it's only a few, sometimes it's 20, 30, 50 people that you're bidding up against. Once you win that unit, now it's your job to sell all those things, or you could sit on it, you could give it away, you could do whatever you want to. It's your stuff now. But that's the process of flipping storage units. So you buy the contents on the inside, not the building, right? You're not renting the unit. You take everything out, and now you're flipping it for a profit.
Right. Okay. Cool. So in a nutshell, flipping storage units is pretty much similar to getting evicted from your apartment or your house, but instead of them just kind of throwing all your stuff to the curb, they sell all the stuff in the unit just to kind of keep your revenue rolling around for that particular business model. A lot of different business models work like this. I've been flipping things. That's all I ever really did. Flip, 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 flip. So I used to flip cars. I still will flip one here and there, but cars not really my thing. But the same thing works for cars. Like whenever you see like a public car auction, it pretty much works the same way. Like when you say for instance you get a tow on your car goes to the
Hmm.
tow yard, nobody claims it for 30 days. They start the public proceedings, letting you know, they publicly kind of let you know, like let the public know your name and everything, like as far as your car being in their impound. And after like maybe let's just say 90 days or something like that, what they do is they auction your car off to the public. That's the reason why someone like myself can go in and buy a car that was, valued at 5,000 for 3,000 or something like that. So a lot of businesses work like this, not just storage flipping. So okay, so the traditional like public storage, like all the traditional storage places, a lot of them do that,
They
right?
all
Do they
do it.
all do it or just some of them? They all do some. I mean, it makes sense to pretty much recoup some of the money they lost because of a non-paying tenant. So that make a lot of sense. All right, so say I'm just trying to get my feet wet in the storage flipping game. What's step
Step
one?
one is really paying attention to the storage units right there in your area. Within 5 miles, if you go north, south, east, and west, it's probably 5 to 7 storage units. You drive past them all today. They mixed in with
Right.
the McDonald's and the Burger Kings, and there you go, a self storage. You see a bank, and there go a self storage. Um, each self
Yeah.
storage, they have an auction almost every month, and each month they have probably 3 to 10 different units that go up for auction. So that would be the first step, just being aware
Mm,
that the opportunity is all around you. Yeah, for sure.
mm. All right. So step one will be scoping out storage unit
Correct.
facilities that are in your local area.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said so you was all right. So first thing you do is you scope them out. what your second step would be like maybe to write them down and
Yeah,
maybe see
especially
their
back
auction
in the
dates?
day when I first started out, because they was all in person then. Now they're 80-90% online, and you are able to easily keep track records versus writing down in paper, calling them, every month, trying to make sure it has a date change. Because sometimes it will be always on the first, but it may be always the first Thursday or the first Friday of the month. But now, so like if you purchase my book, it'll have all the websites, and then when you go into the website, it'll let you know when the auctions are and when it end, and you could go far as another state if you want to, and look up dates or whatever the case may be.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. And just a tip that I would recommend to someone that's interested in storage flipping, I would create an email address that tracks. Like I would create an email specifically for tracking storage facility auction dates, because I mean I know in my particular email, my main email address, I get so many emails. It's almost like I almost have to time block myself just to kind of go through a few emails here and there. So for the most part, that definitely helps anyone out, anyone that's new to it. Like say you create an email, like say I created an email specifically for storage flipping.
Right.
I might say BAM Flip Storages. And I would create an email just so I can only see the emails that come in from these storage facilities. And okay, cool. So you said your book has a list of pretty much the different
Well,
facilities they can
yes,
go
it has
to.
the websites, and on the website, it's going to be able to easily put you through the step process. So you're going to put in your zip code, and then you're gonna put in your mile radius that you're
Okay.
comfortable with. Like me personally, I usually
Okay.
do 50 to 60 miles, but you can do within 25 miles if you want to, just
Mm-hmm.
to start off. That's what I would recommend. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're not playing.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about putting it out farther, because when
Um,
I travel, sometimes I'm in, just say, Alabama or Florida. I may still look up the website, because the thing is, you never know what you're going to see in a unit somewhere else. And the deal is so good, it's worth probably renting a U-Haul right there in a whole different state, or paying for it and then re-renting the unit out. So, for example, if you went it for $100, but because you didn't, have the vehicle, truck, trailer, whatever the case may be, you can re-rent that unit for what it's currently renting for, which might be $259 a month. Pay for 30 days of a rental, give you opportunity to drive back or figure out how you want to move it later. But what I call securing the bag. Just go ahead and pay for the auction, pay for a rental, and then come back and get it if you want to.
okay, let me
Let's
ask you
go.
this, man. Be real. Have you ever had the storage facility that you own that you had to auction off, whether you didn't have the money or just forgot to pay it?
No, you're talking about one that I personally rented and lost it? No.
Yeah.
No, I never
Uh-huh.
did.
Rent it. Yeah. That look, bro. That happened to me, man. I had a storage unit. So like I'm an auto pay type of dude. So I had a storage unit on auto pay
Okay.
right on Northside Drive. Right up the street from the Crystal. So when I switched, I lost my debit card. So when I lost my debit card, like all of my auto pay and you know what I mean? And I guess it didn't come to my mind. Like my main bills like AT&T and all that type of stuff, those were still on auto pay. But for the most part, I had one that like basically that was a storage unit that I wasn't paying it no more. I wasn't even thinking about it. And man, I know I got a call, man. Some dude and hit big on my auction. He going through duffel bags. He called my phone. He telling me about my LLC. He see big bags of old
Okay.
electronics, old gift cards, and old broken TVs. And like we ended up connecting. He was a pretty cool dude, man. And actually ended up buying a lot of my shit back from him. So that was pretty cool. So all right, look, check me out. What days do they have auctions when it comes like these auctions? Are they normally on weekends
Then
or they
the
just happen
craziest
throughout the week?
thing is that they every
They
single
every
day,
single
because each
day.
website gonna have a contract with different franchises, should I say. So for example, one website may have U-Haul and public storage. The next one might have life storage, extra space, and try to think of like another secure. Then
Oh, I see what you mean. So normally these facilities don't host their own
Right.
auctions. They go through auctioneers.
Online. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. All right. So if somebody wants to flip storage units, how much should they think about starting with? Or how much before they even think about it, should they have a minimum capital requirements? Or yeah, exactly. Or should they should be looking their first time? Like, if you're going into this business, how much capital do you
Well,
need?
like the
Yeah, how
people
much do
who
you
I really
need?
want to help is the people who had struggled like I did. You know what I'm talking about? Then, been to a church and got
Mhm.
free food before. Right? You know what I'm saying? They really had to have food stamps, not just wanted some food stamps. So,
Got it out of not the people like me that buy them half off, but the people that I
right.
used to be that was on that
So
free lunch. I
my
got you.
point I'm getting to is that all you need really to get started, get your feet wet, $100, but I would say definitely $200 to put you in the game. two hundred
Just like
dollars,
the
you got
trap.
you got the ball started
Start off
because
with
it's really about your work ethic than it is about the cash. And the reason I wrote this book is
mm,
because just because you got money don't mean that you're gonna be successful, right? You come into this game with five
mm.
thousand dollars, but you don't have no work ethic, you don't have no sales game, you don't have the energy or the time to put in to resell it. Then you just down whatever you spent on the unit, whether that's $100 or $5,000. That makes sense. Okay.
Make a lot of sense. So the dude Damien from Shark Tank wrote a book. And I never read the book, but I read like some notes from the book. It was
Yeah, I got
called
that one.
Power of Broke. So like I know exactly right. So it's like when you come in the game with no money, you got to think of creative things to stretch your money, earn revenue. When you come in with money already, you can kind of overspend. That's why I don't really pay for like. That's why I don't really. I'm not the type of person to go into a coaching program without trying it myself. Because if I just go in there and I pay you all this money, I'm gonna expect you. I'm gonna expect. I'm gonna expect everything to come from you, and I won't have anything of my own to add to the table. But say for instance, like I've started like even when all right, so look, I put it this way. I teach people how to sell products online. I was big on Amazon. I'm still pretty big on it, but what I noticed was it was a very big struggle helping out people that never sold
Mm-hmm.
anything on the internet before. You know what I mean? So like the people without that experience, I don't really want to help them hands on. I'd rather give you a guide, a video, an ebook so you can start getting your feet wet. And then once you start getting your feet wet, now you have questions because and I also like, I don't want to put all my power into my coach, but just going back to what you're saying as far as the money, yeah, sometimes when you have that mindset, I have to save money, you start thinking of things that you never think about
Mm.
when you got money. It's like, yeah. So, all right. So look, how long do these auctions normally
They
last?
usually maybe 10 days out when you first start looking, right? So, for example, if you do a
Mm,
small radius search, which is 25 miles, that's small. So you're gonna have one
for you.
that's ending today, like in an hour. Then you're gonna have one that's
Okay.
ending in 30 minutes, 2 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, it's like that, right? So therefore, every day an auction is ending. A set of auctions, not just one auction. I mean, 5, 10, 20 each day. And that's on each website. That makes sense?
Yeah. I was gonna say that's another thing I like that you mentioned in your book that do you take advantage of both the physical auctions as well as the online
Mhm.
auctions. So can you kind of compare and contrast the two? Like as far as like
Well,
just pros and
the,
cons of
the
the two?
physical auctions are pretty much obsolete now. I mean, they still exist, but if you can take advantage of it, I would
Mm,
say experience it. So what you want to do is in your area, you're looking
mm,
for a company that do not look familiar. So if you go somewhere, of course, everybody
mm,
heard of U-Haul, right? They heard of
right.
Public Storage. Public Storage currently is still like the biggest company, the biggest storage company inside the United States, right? So they everywhere.
Yeah, they got a lot
But
of
if
those.
you see one that says
Mm-hmm.
Bamazon self storage, you probably thinking like, who the hell is Bamazon self storage? It's probably a mom and pop facility. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, they may
Right.
still do in person auctions, and they're doing them every 2 or 3 months or once a month, whatever the case may be. And you want to just knock on the door, like go in there and say, hey, I'm interested in buying some units that y'all have that they went up for auction, whatever the case may be, or you could just give them a call, Google the company, and then the phone number pop up, and you call and say, hey, when the next auction. That's what I would recommend, no matter where you stay in this country. That way, you get a chance to at least experience the physical auction. Now what happens is when you go to a physical auction, you get a chance to experience how other people move, how the other people are buying the units. You know, what are they pulling up in? Like, what kind of vehicles are they pulling up in, right? How many units they buy? What or they're looking for when they bid. So, for example, just because you go to an auction don't mean you have to buy something. You just look at it and you be like, oh, okay, that's all trash. Right. The next one, it might pull up
Yeah.
and that thing shot from $100 to $1,800. You're like, well, damn, why they spend $1,800 on that? They saw something and they knew they were gonna make a lot of money on it, and that's why I went from 0 up to $1,800 real quick.
Yeah. And for the record, when I start owning, buying land to
Okay.
create storage facilities, my name won't be attached to it. I don't have no patience for someone who want to slip and fall and sue the band, man. That ain't my style, man. So look, let me ask you this, bro. What's some good tips? All right, so when I used to go to the car auction, what thing that used to help me out is I do like I bid, but I wouldn't be so aggressive. I'd be like, you know what I mean? I might give them a wink. Like somebody might, they might be trying to go up on the auction. I might give them a wink instead of just being so.
I know exactly what you're talking
You know
about.
what I mean? Because
You
I
basically,
noticed, yeah, sometimes sometimes when you in that auction and you create an engine, it's kind of like on Money Talks. I don't know if anybody saw Money Talks when Chris Tucker was bidding on the car, but it's like an ego thing sometimes with that bidding. You know what I'm saying? Especially when the little black kid from College Park pull up and they trying to figure out what he is and where he come from and where he get his money from. And it's like sometimes just being a little more subtle helps out. Like people, when you create that engine, people start bidding left and right and the price drives up. And I'm not about to play chicken with you. I'm not gonna, if the price go to a certain point, I'm gonna just let it be. But what are some tips, some auction tips that you can
okay.
give to someone that's just new at
That's a
this?
very good question. I'm gonna tell you one of my favorites, especially back when I was going to a lot of the online auctions, right? Because not online auction, in-person auctions, right? This is like my no cap one of my favorite tips, right? So, for example, just say the unit is a nice little residential unit. It's 10 by 10, which is not a big storage unit. That's like a couple couches, a dresser, and some bags, right? That's 10 by 10. All right. So in person auction is going from $10 to $20, $30, $40, and then it just say it starts slowing down. Okay. And now is 50 and it's moving real slow. What I would do was I would wait till it got all the way quiet, and then I get
Mm-hmm.
real close, like walk up on it, walk up on the unit and be it real loud, $100, right? So I call that jumping the bid, or in the industry, jumping the bid. So
Yeah.
usually most people are like, damn, where'd that come from? Right? And another one, which is very similar to the same thing, jumping the bid, I would wait until the auctioneer say going once, going twice. And then the person who put in the last bid, they think they got it in the bag, right? Because he basically saying, all right, this option pretty much over. Going once, going twice. Then I would throw in a bid. That's what you call a last second bid. So just say it was 10, going 20, going 30, going 40, going 50. All right, going once, going twice, $100. So you got jumping the bid and you got wait to the last second to bid. When you wait to the last second, the person who previously was going to win is like, damn, that kind of hurt. It's like you almost stole on him, right? You kind of like just walked up and punched him in the face because he's trying to figure out, like, damn, well, I thought I had in the bad. Do I want to bid more? Because I thought that was my max bid. And usually you can kind of sneak and go ahead and grab your unit by just waiting to the last second.
Yeah, that's what I do that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially like more so like with like eBay. I tracking all the auctions. I also did it for a few liquidation auctions as well, like with like pallet auctions. So no, that's what's up, man. I read a book one time, and when I first started selling on eBay, I ended up buying a book from like Barnes and Nobles. you know, like I don't know if you ever did this back in the day when you know just getting started, but I would have like my friends bid on like my items. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? They call it shield bidding though, and I don't think they cool with that. So I pretty much stopped doing that. But I don't know, bro. Just like a little OG eBay tip. All right, so look, check me out, man. Is it true that the guy that looks broke is always the one holding the most money? I've been to a lot of auctions. It's always that dude that bought his clothes from Walmart that can buy the
Yes,
Walmart.
yes. I'm not gonna say that they always the one who has the most money, but they the ones that get slept on.
I wear my Rolex so they can think I'm
What?
broke. I was just playing
Hey,
with you,
baby,
brother.
I just woke up and saw you said you wear your Rolex because so they think you broke. I'm like they don't need to go together.
Yeah, always be the ones that really ain't got the money, and the people you don't think got
Right.
the
I'm
money, they
talking
the
about
ones that got the
when I
money.
say broke, I mean they got 3-4 holes in their shirt. You see what I'm saying? They pants super dirty, but
Oh
they
yeah,
got the cash though. Yeah.
yeah, they got that
Real
cash,
quick.
bro. Um, let me ask you. All right, so look. What items are there? Are there particular items that you see a lot of times in these auctions? And well, all right, so let me rephrase my questions. I know you can find anything in an auction, but are there? Do you typically see like a lot of larger items because of the type of business it is? Like when I say larger items, like older tools,
Well,
furniture,
it's
and things of that
always
nature.
furniture in the unit, right? Oh, okay. And I was just checking one
Mm-hmm.
of my accounts, and I won a unit today in Atlanta. It's a whole bunch of chairs. I won it for $40. So what it is that with a unit, most of the time they residential. Residential means okay, it's from your house or from your apartment. 80-90%, that's what's on the inside, which means that's refrigerators or that's washers and dryers, that's bags of clothes, totes and bags, things of that nature. All right. So that's what's
Right.
most common. Then you'll have things like commercial, which was something that I didn't do when I first got into the industry. Now I get more excited about it. So for example, you are a reseller. All right. If you put all your
Mm-hmm.
reselling stuff inside of your self-storage unit right now, I can comprehend that you was a reseller. It's gonna have shelves on it. It's probably gonna have things that show all your product, like okay, the clothes over here, your electronics over here, you still got price tags on it, right? I'm like, oh, okay, but he
Yeah.
was a reseller. That means that obviously he thought it was of value to resell it, right? So that means this is a good unit. Boom, that's a reseller unit. Or you may see a whole bunch of toys. You might see a little kid bed. They got Door to Explorer on it or something. A little 32-inch TV, a whole bunch of teddy bears. That's a kid unit, right? So you just easily identify them. And one of my favorite is the commercial unit. Commercial unit is that was a business, right? So for example, if a barbershop closed down, they're gonna put all the barbershop chairs in it. You might see a sink in there. You may see a station where they usually put like all their hair products. That was a barbershop, which means that's a commercial business. Usually, what I do now with a commercial business, I can basically take good pictures of it and look for one customer to buy everything versus a commercial unit, which I had to buy, I mean, find 10, 20, 50 different customers. Because somebody want the couch, somebody want the dresser, somebody want all the clothes. And I have to work harder to find more customers to buy everything, if that makes sense. So that's the difference between like residential, commercial, things of that nature.
Okay. So when they begin the auction, um, do you see everything in the auction in the unit? Do you see some of it? Do they pull a
Yep.
curtain? Like
Damn, you asked some really great
riddle
questions,
me this,
man.
riddle me
Um,
that.
back in the day when it was in person, you know what I'm saying? I talk about it in my book, the senses, you smelling the unit, right? You looking at the unit, right? You listening to other people and their thoughts of what they think about the unit. Sometimes you jumping up and down, actually. I mean, grown adults trying to look over a mattress, over a dresser. You trying to see what's in the back of the unit. Because this unit could be a 5x5, 5x10, 10x15, 10x20, 10x25, 10x30, which means those units go far, right? You want to be able to calculate exactly how much you want to bid on the unit, how much is the unit worth. To do that, you need to be able to visualize and see as much as possible. So sometimes you basically get down on the ground in like a push-up to be able to look under the table because there's a two Gucci bags, up under the table. But if you're only looking at the table, you're only bidding on the table. But there's stuff under the table. That makes sense? So
Oh, it's perfect for me.
yeah, I
That's
know
my
my
push-up.
guys stay working out. So my thing is, that's a great way to bid on it. Now, when it's online, of course, they take multiple pictures, depending on the website, depending on who's the auctioneer, whatever the case may be. You may get 3 pictures, you might get 10 pictures. But one great tip that's very important is, even though it's online, I always read the description. Still to this day, it helps me because when I'm looking at that picture, it's possible I don't see everything in the picture because you're looking at a computer, you're looking at your phone, and they're physically there. So they see something that you may not see. And in that description, it's going to help you or hurt you. So for example, it may say TV in the description, but I didn't see a TV. All right. That don't mean that the TV worked. That don't mean that the TV big or small, but it's a TV in it. You want to know that, right? Or it may say refrigerator. You may not
Yeah.
have the vehicle to handle the refrigerator. You might not be strong enough to pick up the refrigerator because it's your responsibility to take the refrigerator out. So that's why reading is fundamental. Not only do you want to look at the pictures, you want to read the description. Description is very simple. It's going to say couch, household goods, miscellaneous items. It's going to say refrigerator, TV, totes, and luggage. It's going to be 4 or 5 things, and you're in and out of that. So it ain't no big paragraph, and you got to read the whole book, but you do want to read the description. And that's going to like let you know exactly if you want to bid on it or not and how much you want to bid.
Okay, that's what's up. So anybody that does this, you just got to have some discipline when it comes down to spending your money. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, man. So like one thing I want to say is tell the audience the platforms that you use after you buy the auction. You got all this stuff and you won this auction. What are some platforms that you like to use in order to get rid of these
That was a good
items
question, man.
for a profit?
But you know what? I forgot you a pro, man. You got a podcast and everything. That's why you asked. It's a great question. What you want to do is definitely get you a Facebook account. What'd you say?
Made perfect. I said
Exactly.
practice made perfect,
All right.
man.
So if you're in my age group, which is 30 and up, it's a good chance you probably got a Facebook account, right? All right. The most important thing about Facebook to me is the marketplace. I don't even look at the rest of that stuff. On Facebook Marketplace, there's basically the new Craigslist. Craigslist is still up and running, but it's a different kind of platform. My point being is Facebook Marketplace is an option where you can put that picture up, all right, whatever you're selling, and put thousands of eyes on it within 20 minutes, right? If you got a hot product, right, and the price is good, people are going to start sending you messages right away. Now, of course, there are like robots and some scam that be going on Facebook where they constantly like a pop up and try to ask you, like, what's your name? Can I get your phone number? And all this old crap. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who genuinely want the item. Facebook is my number one go-to when it comes to like, just say you got a dresser you own for $40 for it, and you're trying to get it up out of there. My second one is eBay. eBay is another option because you're able to see people outside of your state, not just your city. Now, if your item is valuable enough, then they'll drive to your city or pay to have it shipped by like a shipping company that's outside of like the post office or FedEx, whatever the case may be, right? So just say if it's a bed, a person to drive from Alabama to get a $3,000 bed for $200. I'll give you an example. All right. So eBay and Facebook are like my two go-tos.
Okay. So no Craigslist, no back page, none of that type of stuff. Just straight Facebook Marketplace, eBay, the type of stuff. All right, let me ask you this. How do you determine the price that you sell these items for? So I know what I do when I'm reselling is I just normally use Facebook sold listings, and I use that to kind of determine the price when it comes down to like used items. But I want to hear what you got to say, my brother.
I got some, especially for this question. I put it together right before we went live. I call it clues and questions. You ready? Clues. The first one is bubble wrap, shrink wrap, blankets. When I say blankets, I mean moving blankets, right? You spend the extra money to protect the item. If you see that around 10%, 20%, 50% of the items, that means that they actually cared about the item, it's valuable, they want to protect it. Is it residential or commercial?
Oh,
If it's commercial, it's valuable because people don't go into business broke. Like you spent hundreds and thousands of dollars to go into business, right? So it's valuable things in it. Writing on the box. Say it again.
okay. Nah, I'm just
All right.
bobbing and
I'm,
weaving.
I'm
I
just
ain't
run
saying
through
that.
it real fast. So clues. Okay, it's going to be boxes in the unit. Most of the time, it's going to be the company name on the box. It's going to say U-Haul or Extra Space, stuff like that, right? But sometimes they're going to write on the box. It's going to say jewelry. It's going to say clothes. It's going to say Little Kevin Toys written on it. That's your clue to know, okay, do I want to bid on that box, or do you think something good is in the box or something bad? But read what it says on the box if it says something on the box. Read the description. Like
Right.
I mentioned earlier, when you're bidding, of course you see things, but read the description. And another one is look at the size of the unit. All right. In the front of the picture, it might don't look as deep. But if you read the description, it may say 10 by 20. A 10 by 20 is basically big enough to put 2 BMWs inside, right? So if you only have a
Okay.
van, there's no way you're gonna be able to get all that stuff out in your van in one trip. Do you have somewhere to put all that stuff if it's a 10 by
Right.
20? So you may not want to bid on that unit now because you were not ready yet. So those are some of the clues.
Oh, no. I think Lou, I think you
Okay.
misinterpreted my questions. I mean when
Okay.
you resell the item. So all right, so look, so number one, if you don't have the transportation, they do have apps like Uber Freight or like Bungee that you can use, but you know, just got to calculate. No, I'm saying, say for instance, I bought a storage unit. I got a refrigerator. I got an old bike that don't work, some tires, a couch. How do you know
Oh,
what
okay.
price to
Well,
sell it
basically,
for?
those same two apps that I mentioned, which is Facebook Marketplace and eBay, you mentioned in on the eBay, right? So you could possibly go
Uh,
to your sold list, right? Like you said, which is you type in the kind of bike. Just say
yeah.
Huffy 20-inch bike, whatever the case may be, and then they'll pop up. Some of them gonna have like a shipping price, and then some of them gonna be local pickup. And you just want to look at your
Right.
bike and see if it's in great condition, good condition, or bad condition, and go from the sold
Mm-hmm.
comp so you'll know exactly how to price it. And the better you price it, then the quicker it'll sell, which is very important. Because if you don't sell the item fast enough, you're gonna run into storage problems, and that's something that I ran into, and I'll talk about that as well. Because that hold up you buying more units
Mm-hmm.
if you just keep sitting on inventory. Um,
Yeah, it's just like, all right. So I don't like I'm not really a huge fan of drugs, but it's kind of like
okay.
it's like the weed game, right? I don't want to be the dude at the store and trying to get every play. I'd rather just sell a bunch of units at one time and keep the money rolling around, because that's how I increase my business. Just basically sales volume, not trying to make as much as you can and slow roll everything. When the money comes in faster, it's easy to flip, re-up, and do it again. So it's like, that's what really helps
Mhm.
me out. So I'm a fan of that as well. And it was gonna bring me to my next question. So all right, look, so for Facebook Marketplace, they have an area where you can
No,
check sold listings as
not
well.
that I'm aware of. But what you
Oh,
can do is you
okay.
still typing in. So for example, instead of pressing sell and list your item, you just type in what you have, which is such and such bike. And then that's gonna pop up too. It's gonna show, like for example, if you in the ATL, it might show Marietta has one for $60. Lawrenceville has one for $80. Noonan has one for $40. Okay, in your area, you may not have one that's listed, which means that you have an opportunity to maybe get as much profit as possible, because a person may not want to drive 30 minutes for a bicycle, right? So you making, I ain't gonna say put a big cap on it, but you can try to maximize the opportunity. Versus if you see four in your city, just say for example, you stay in North Atlanta, and you see 4 of them, you might have to go lowball just to go and get it off and say, hey man, give me the bike for $20. I just want to get it out of here. Versus I can sit on it for $80 and it may take a week to sell. That makes sense. Okay.
Nah, I got you. You basically just kind of use the marketplace to create your price. You'll look and see what everybody else is selling it for, and you just pretty much do the same. Now that's dope. That's dope. One final question I had before we just talked about more about your book and did some Q&A. I was going to say, are there companies that specialize in only doing corporate storage rents? Meaning, like, you know how we can go to Extra Space or Public Storage? Are there any companies that only deal with corporate that
No.
you're aware of? Mm. Are there companies where you see more corporate than normal, or is it
And I
just
want to make
all
sure
averaged
I'm
out?
covering the question. When you say corporate, as in like a corporate company, and they putting all their stuff in self storage.
And they getting evicted. Yeah, like when companies, they rent these storage units, and then it's like they go out like barbershops, like what you were saying about barber. It can be corporate or
Okay,
just more
so
like
there's 2 different
business.
things.
You know
When
what I
I see
mean?
businesses, usually it's like a mom and pop kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? Nobody who has like a
Yeah.
franchise and not like a
Okay.
Wendy's or, you know what I'm saying, Auto Zone. None of that. I never see those in there. It's only like your small business. Say, for example, if you had a Shopify and you were selling your own hoodie and don't nobody even know your brand, but you bought 1,000 hoodies, you got the heat press in there, things of that nature, you might see that in there. Or you had a lingerie store and it was called,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Atlanta's lingerie. You know what I'm saying? You'll see that in there. But it ain't gonna be like those big companies that
Yeah.
everybody know all around the country. Like that, that don't happen.
Yeah,
No, they
they're
not.
not going
I mean,
out
I
like that.
haven't
I
seen
got
it.
you. Yeah, no, I got you. I got you. No, that's what's up. That pretty much answered the basics of what I had. We gotta do one of these again, man. But let the people know why they
um,
need to purchase your
the
book.
the reason I think people should purchase this book is because it's somebody that you care about that needs the information. Whether you don't need it, but it's somebody
Mm,
that you love dearly, whether it's your uncle, your brother, baby dad, or whatever the case may be, because this is an opportunity for you to make money every single week, every single month by flipping storage units without having a degree, high school education, or you didn't got the chrome bracelets before. You've been locked up and you can't even, it's hard for you to find a job. You know, a lot of people are like, nah, we good, we good. Your credit bad. This my book. We going all around there. We ain't worried about no credit check. We ain't worried about no big degree. You know what I'm saying? And even if you need to, if you don't have a truck, you can rent the truck, right? You haul 1999, you can get a
mm,
pickup truck or a van and get started. So, or even a car. I've bought storage units where you
mm.
can, the stuff that's on the inside is so small, it can fit it in your back seat, throw the stuff in your trunk, and just get the trapping out of it, right? So that's why I think someone should buy this book because even if you don't need the opportunity, I promise you, more than likely, you got a cousin or somebody in your family member who could use the extra money because they probably calling you every week to borrow $50. But now they don't have to do that no more because they making money every month selling maybe it's a stroller or some dumbbell weights or it's a bill, like not bill, but dumbbells, like exercise equipment usually sell really fast. There's always somebody trying to tone up or lose some weight. So I'm constantly selling like exercise equipment, treadmills, whatever the case may be. So my point being is now they have some kind of consistent income coming in all the time.
Mm. Now I got you. All right. Now that's pretty dope, bro. So I'm pretty much, man, the whole reason why I'm doing this, I'm just building my
Mm-hmm.
program up, the Resellers Bootcamp. The goal, man, is to just help people win. And what they don't know is these skills we teaching, whether you know, you can take this as far as you go. There are $1 million companies that do things like this, like whether it comes down to like even what I do. So for the most part, a lot of the inventory I purchase comes from like liquidation. All of that goes hand in hand. Like if a storage unit is someone's evicted from their storage unit from not paying, they got to auction off. That's pretty much the same thing as liquidating information. So like this information we providing, you can pretty much take this and develop it into whatever you want it to. Like a storage flipping that could turn into a whole empire type of thing, to where you're going across the country doing this on a major scale, just like what I do when it comes down to sourcing products for Amazon. Sourcing is a skill, so I'm able to help. So like people think like Amazon is like the #1 platform that I use, but I do like a lot of direct business sales, and it's all the same thing, sourcing it. I just, if you know where to find the inventory and you know how to sell the inventory, you'll always be able to make money, whether you have a specific skill, trade, or passion. As long as you got some hustle, you can make that work. So we're gonna open this up for anyone that might have any questions about how to flip storage units. My brother D Mathis is a storage unit expert. I'm doing my program is called the Resellers Bootcamp. So my only goal is to connect other resellers, teach people that want to resell, and just provide as much value as I can, whether it's through deals, different ways to source, and just kind of sharing wins where you can link with other peers. So anyone that has questions on storage flipping right now, you got a few minutes. If we don't see any questions, man, me and my brother, we're gonna just go back to flipping stuff. So if y'all got any questions, man, if y'all got any questions, you can let us know right now. But if not, cool. You know, we got a lot of value. We provide a lot of value. He has even more value in his book.
Yeah.
And I mean, we just want to share the wealth, man, you know. It's lonely at the top. I don't want
Okay.
to be the only one making money
Let me
out
see. I'm
here.
gonna flip this camera around right quick. If I can do it.
Oh, do your
Okay.
thing, bro.
Here we go. You see what's popping? You see what's on the screen right here?
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I
All
see
right.
that.
So this is the unit. I'm gonna scroll down. Okay. All right. And I need to scroll up. It ain't
Okay.
acting a little funny. But anyway, so my point I'm showing you is that, for example, these chairs right here, if you look closely, that's 4 chairs stacked on top of each other. And what I learned about with furniture,
Right.
people are always gonna need furniture. Um, they always gonna need chairs, whether they
Mm-hmm.
inside or outside chairs. Now, what I'm gonna do with this
Mm-hmm.
unit, this probably 40 chairs. I'm not even sure. I'm a group and separate them first.
Mm-hmm.
Because the person who want an office chair, they don't care about the waiting chair. This might be like a doctor's office chair, right? And then you have this chair that someone may want to just keep in their garage, so when they have an extra family members over, they can pop this out, right? Or you might have a different kind of chair for like people who do pedicures, manicures, eyebrows, something like that. They might want to just kind of pull up on wheels and you know assist you in that manner in their business. So I'm gonna look for
Mm-hmm.
these chairs and see, okay, if I got 3, I got 4 of them. On an average, I usually sell these kind of chairs $10 to $25 a piece. So if
Okay.
it's an office chair, we're gonna say we average out $25. Sometimes I might sell it for 10, 20, because once you start really looking at the chair, you may notice that the chair is peeling, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
one of
Right.
the wheels busted. So you might not even be able to cash out on one of the chairs. You might have just throw it away. But the other chair you got the whole 25 for. Right. But some of these other chairs I may get $10 to $20 for. And if this 40 chairs and 40 times 10, that's $400. Now this unit I end up winning it for $40.
Okay.
But I had to do the work.
Okay.
The work is I got to drive to the location. I got to pull all these chairs out first, separate them, photograph them, then load them into my trailer. Then what I would do is once I take the photographs versus going from like barbershop to barbershop or something like that, which I could do. I have an open trailer and I have a closed trailer. My open trailer, I basically call that like a yard sale on wheels. If I wanted to, I could just pull up in an area and say, hey, I got this, this, and this, and somebody could easily see it versus me having to open up the door and you kind of peeking in and barely can see. All right. But my point is, let me get back
Right.
to the story, which is once I separate them, and I take good pictures, then I just load them up on Facebook, and then you let the customer come to you.
I love that, bro. So with this, you project to turn $40
Yes,
until at least 400,
and that was
right?
just a guess because right now it could be more than 40 chairs in here. So it might be 50 chairs, but 10 of them could be garbage.
Yeah, but bottom line, man, any hustle that you can make 100% ROI is
Okay.
crazy. let alone him doing
So
10x his ROI.
so
1,000%. Extra space. I had to make sure that wasn't my unit, bro. I had to make sure I was paying mine, bro. I'm telling you, the auto pay, once you forget, it's over, man. I had to make
okay.
sure, man, like extra
And
space,
one thing I
okay.
learned about extra space too is that they growing. And what the problem is with extra space, even though they nice, they new, they modern, you're really not going to get any like bugs, rats, roaches usually in those facilities. The problem is their facility go up, which means you get on the elevator. Once you get on this elevator, I mean it takes more time to load and unload, which means you got to put that into your bid.
Yeah. So look, it's crazy. So the stuff that I like about it, you as a storage flipper, you don't really like about it, because I like going up the elevator. I like they got AC. I don't feel like Kunta Kinte when I walk about my storage unit, and it's like cool. You know what I'm saying? You see pretty girls in my storage unit. You know, all the ugly people, they at public storage. Now I'm playing. But what I'm saying is everything that I like about extra space as a storage flipper, it wouldn't really do me no justice, because now you got to go up these stairs, and like me and this dude, I was at my storage unit the other day because I keep a lot of all of my own hand inventory. Or when I get customer returns, I put it straight in storage. Me and this dude almost
Oh,
got to a wrestling match
yeah,
over a
I can
dollar,
see
man.
that.
Now I'm joking, man. Does anybody else have a question before we log off?
Yeah, I was hoping we'd get a question in so I could bring more value. That's why, I shared the screen. Just so you can see, like, I
Now
won
it's
one
gonna
today. Like, I got to pick it up within 48 hours. I paid $40 for it.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's dope. No, that's dope. That's dope. We gotta do this again, man. It's rebuilding, bro. Like I don't really do it live a lot, but like finally I got a concept for it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Bam got to keep a concept, bro. But now I got a concept, bro. I'm gonna just start going live with other resellers, bro, and just kind of bringing this hustle to the rest of the world. Also, man, I'm trying to step my game up. So reseller is cool, but I'm gonna start branding myself more as a
Okay.
remarketer. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. It sound more sophisticated. Like when my friend David, he say he an electronics broker. I'm like, damn, it show sound better than I buy your iPhones if off you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just stepping my game up, man. But this is part of Resellers Bootcamp lives. It's pretty much Resellers Bootcamp podcast. If anybody got any
Uh-oh.
value, make sure you like, share this with a friend. On YouTube watching this, make sure you subscribe and let us know any other information that you want me to ask next time we interview someone, or if you want to know more about storage units, I'm gonna definitely leave my brother's information in the comments in the caption. That way you can reach out. Definitely one of the best purchases I made this year. A book, only $20, and I love reading. Well, I don't love reading, but I know it makes me smarter than the average bear. And I don't want to be no average bear, so I read. So yeah, man, tap in my boy D Mathis, Shoe Solution 6. That's his eBay store. If you got kids, they got, I'm pretty sure if you got kids, they got feet, they need shoes. Holla at my brother. If you're interested in learning the hustle, you don't want to pay 1,000 millions of bucks to learn. Man, his book only $20, man. I put it this way. If you don't get your money's worth, I
That's
guarantee it. I give you a
solid.
dub back, man. So like that's pretty much it, man. Yeah, I'll give you a dub back, man, because I put them on my platform. And that's one thing about me, man. A lot of these people, they interviewing these gurus and these professional commercial salesmen. I interview real people, bro, and we doing real things. We getting real money, man. So you guys can tap in, man. We're gonna end it like that because I'm on 5%.
All right.
I need my battery. So I'm gonna holler at you guys later, man. Remember this: if you ain't flipping, you tripping.
All right. We'll catch you later. We'll answer your question on the next live.